The next topic we're talking about is sales strategies. Effectively, what I want to talk about, though, is how we can use promotions and advertising and cutting prices to move inventory more quickly. And this loosely relates to long-term storage, because if you want to get products to move more quickly to avoid fees after a certain date and time, these are some good methods of doing so. What I want to do is talk about how we can utilize the promotions and sponsored ads first, just to see if we can get more inventory to move, and how we can, if you're, let's say, doing private label, how these can help get your product to be more visible or help incentivize clients to purchase them. So I'm going to go through the Seller Central section. I'm just going to log in first and then get to the promotional page before sharing my screen. That's the wrong password. 1 second. Okay, so you should be seeing my screen now. So in Seller Central, you have the option to create promotions for products. And you see here, you can do social media promo code, free shipping, percentage off, buy one, get one, giveaways, and external benefits. And there's all the blurbs about them all. I'm not going to spend so much time going through the logistics of all of these, but percentage off is the most common one that I see people use, because this will drop the price for, if you can give out either coupon codes or have a coupon code show up on your page and say, hey, if you buy this, you'll get a percentage off either this product or any other product you have in your catalog potentially, or a specific other product you want to do. Which can, if you're bringing traffic to your product or if you're trying to promote your product, this can be a good way to get more sales, because people will see like, oh, that's a discount, let me buy it. Or if it's a good enough discount, that'll incentivize them to purchase them. So just to go through this, how it works through is you set the condition so they can buy at least a quantity or certain dollar value, or for every quantity of certain item purchase is your first criteria. Let's just assume we're doing at least one quantity of a specific product. So what you have to do first for this purchase items is you create a product selection, which you can either put in a certain amount of ASINs or certain types of product or a brand, or one. It can be a collection of one product if you want to, but it's easier to have this collection to choose from, and it's just the way that Amazon wants you to do it. So if we have a collection for a specific ASIN or for our private label product, or a few other things we've done, you can add that into your promotion. So let's say buy one of our Theragold. This is our private label product. The buyer can get a percentage off, because that's the one we chose originally. And then here you'll put in the percentage. So let's say I want to do a 30% discount, and it applies to purchased items. That means that applies to the things that they are purchasing, whether it be the one quantity purchased or for everything they purchased or for whatever else is in their cart up to that certain dollar value. Or you can do a qualifying item. You can say if they purchase this, you can get a percentage off of something else, and you can choose a different product in your catalog. So if you want to do a reverse thing, you can make a product selection. You can do let's say a product selection of your entire inventory and say, well, if they buy anything, they get a discount of a specific product. So if you say if you buy whatever thing from my store, you can get this half off, or you can get this for 100% off, or buy that. More ties into the buy one get one free in the other section, but you can treat it like that as well. So if you buy everything for, let's assume this is our entire catalog, or let's say a certain brand or a certain type of product, I can say if any buyer buys this, they can automatically get a whatever percentage discount of our private label product, and we can put in the ASIN here for that. So there's a lot of ways you can manipulate and a lot of different options to choose from to do it. Let's just assume I'm going through, buy this item, you get a percentage off of this same exact item, because that's more common, at least for if you have one product you're trying to advertise. I just want to give the other options as examples. So you choose obviously the date range of when the promotion will run. Internal description is just for your records. Tracking ID, you can leave this. It doesn't really mean much. It's just, again, it's just an ID. And then we have the different types of claim codes. There's single use, group, or none. None just means it applies automatically. Anyone who just buys it will just get it effectively. This just means that they don't need to actually put in a code for it. A single use code means that you'll generate your own number of codes that you can give out to people, and it'll be unique to that person. So here, group claim codes have no quantity limits, which means if you do a group code, you have one code that you give out to multiple people that you can use, and you can set the amount of how many times you want it to be used, or how many items, how many units it'll apply to. And, based on this, a lot of people do this when they do Facebook advertising or Twitter advertising, or they do promotions outside of Amazon, because they can say, hey, use this code, you get a percentage discount off this product, comes this. Or what people do is like this page and I'll give you a coupon code to get percentage off this. If you can suggest your own code, you can put in your own, you can refresh these, or you can type in your own one if you want it to be your own kind of unique code. So claim code combinability. I remember reading up seeing that exclusive is the best one to use, and then would be restricted. I want to find out the help page about this though, because I remember it was weirdly phrased, the differences between these. So let me just get the help page up for that on Amazon. Just to more accurately read through what the definitions are. So I'm just a little hazy on the actual ones. So, okay, so let's do exclusive. You may not combine with any other codes. So if you have other promotions running, they only get this one promotion on that checkout, and it combines with all promotions without claim codes. That seems weirdly phrasing. So if you run 2 exclusive here, perfect. 10% off shoes, 20% off hats. Customer buys a hat and a pair of shoes, they receive the higher of the 2. Or if you run 1 exclusive promotion, 10% off shoes, and 1 unrestricted one, the customer buys the hat and the pair of shoes, receives the higher of the 2 discounts. So it's choosing the better one of the options. Or if you run an exclusive and a non-claim code, it'll combine them at that point. If they don't have to have a claim code, because this one gets applied automatically at checkout if they choose the non-claim code promotion. For preferential, it combines anything with unrestricted. So that kind of ties into what I was showing here. I know I'm going out of order, but this is the more common one I see in most cases, which is why I'm doing it backwards. So preferential, it'll combine it with all the unrestricted claim codes, which means they can be added onto anything, which is why it's unrestricted. It combines with all promotions without claim codes, which is just generally the ones that get applied on checkout. And if there's multiple preferential codes, it'll take the strongest one. So it'll take, here in an example, you have 1 unrestricted and 1 preferential, it adds it together for a total of 30%. If you run 2 preferential promotions, it'll take the higher of the 2. So Amazon's really trying to help the customer do as the best as possible, but that also incentivizes them to make the purchase, which makes more sense for you running the promotion anyway. And then unrestricted, you can combine anything together. Let's say you're here. You run 3 unrestricted promotions, free shipping for orders over $20, 10% off winter coats, and buy 1 hat, get 1 free scarf. And these are the different types of promotions, not the different types of claim codes. So this isn't just a percentage off. This is any kind of promotion you're running. Customer buys a hat and a coat for $100 and receives 10% off the coat. In addition, gets the free scarf and the free shipping. So they all go together because it's unrestricted. So that's totally fine to do, because this may incentivize more people to shop within your store. It's just that most people on Amazon aren't shopping around as much. So if they have an incentive to buy this one product or buy one, get something else specifically, I don't think they're going to spend time adding a billion things to their cart. Although they might, I don't know how much it's going to help. But exclusive I see is more common, because it applies more, it's more easily tracked, and it applies more for the specific products you want to be promoting anyway. So that's the reason we see those, promotions and whatnot. So exclusive or unrestricted are the 2 more common ones I've seen. Preferential also, I guess people do, but I just see these more often. So down here, this is just the display text. You can name this if you want to for the specific item products, or just keep it as qualifying items. Most people don't read this stuff. If they see a promotion, they just click the thing or type in the code. You can reword this if you want to with this whole terms and condition thing. Honestly, or make your own customized text. It just makes no difference in my opinion. I've seen people when they see a coupon code, they just want to click on it or just want to put in the code and be done with it. It does what it says it does. No one's going to bother reading this anyway. So just keeping this the default is totally fine. Then you review and then hit submit, and then it'll start the application. So this is a good method of getting people to have incentive to buy your private label product if you're trying to get it off the ground. And this kind of ties into doing sponsored ads as well. So sponsored advertising is another great way to get traffic on Amazon to your specific products. So if you want to create a sponsored ad for a specific private label product, I'm not going to spend all the time talking about the bulk ones right now, because I don't think I have that much time to talk about that. So let's just talk about creating a promotion for one product or a few products. You create the campaign. Oh yeah, separate question. Yeah.
So you guys, this promotion that you were showing, you guys do it for like branded, for example, shoe branded products, or do you use it for private label?
It's more common to be used for private label, and I've seen people also do it if they're just trying to liquidate inventory. So I normally don't run promotions for items that are just in our standard inventory, because the idea is that we're buying them to sell them at a certain price. We're happy with that price, and we're going to let the pricer do its work, and we're going to see how it goes over time. Yeah. Yeah. So the question was if you'd use it for items that are sitting there for a long time. So yeah, we would potentially run promotions for items that are in inventory age for a long time. We haven't done that a lot lately. I'm more so focused on doing sponsored ads and being more aggressive with pricing, which is another tactic you can do as well. Dropping prices manually or just changing prices in your pricer to be more aggressive to get things to move more quickly. But promotions and doing sponsored ads is helping incentivize the customer more so, because they see a discount on yours. They're like, oh, I want to take advantage of that. And if running sponsored ads will bring traffic to the product, hopefully that'll generate and translate to sales. And I'll walk through the process in a bit if you have one more question.
So in other words, you do it for private label as well as branded products.
You can. I typically don't personally, but the idea for promotions is just to help get more sales in general. So you can do it for branded products. You can do it for stuff you're purchasing through arbitrage, but I would say only under the criteria that they're older inventory, or they're sitting there, they're not moving as quickly as you thought they would, and you want to help incentivize. Like, let's say it has a good rank and people are viewing the product but they're not buying it. This can help incentivize it outside of just lowering your price, because you can run a promotion for it's temporary essentially. But the reason I don't want to run it for all those products is because I'd rather just drop my prices and be more aggressive on pricing that way, because I can manage that in bulk. Yeah, I can manage the pricing for a lot of our inventory instead of just running promotions specifically. And I never want to run a promotion early on for something we're doing arbitrage, because then we're just offering a discount for something we intended to sell at a different price. So it doesn't necessarily make sense. So to go through creating a campaign, you just put in the campaign name, put in your daily budget, how much you're willing to spend for this product or this number of products if you have more than one. And this is going to be the maximum it'll charge you per day. And I see it more often than not, if you have a low daily budget, or even just whatever your daily budget is, you normally don't hit the daily budget unless you're super aggressive with the keywords. So there's two types of targeting here. We have automatic and manual. Automatic, Amazon will choose relevant keywords based on the search terms and based on the product information of the products within that campaign or that ad group. So they'll target based on what they gather. Manual targeting, you provide your own keywords, whether it be based on your own research, or the common practice is people run automatic targeting, then get the ad reports data, and then see what keywords generated sales or had good conversion, and then make manual targeting campaign with those keywords and spend more on them, and then expand on those and do like keywords of those. But just to show how to create an automatic campaign, you create an ad group, and ad groups are separate because they're treated like different ads, essentially, but under the same blanket campaign budget. So I can have multiple ad groups, and what I like to do is I'll put specific brands or specific types of products in a specific ad group, so the keywords that Amazon chooses are more optimized for those products. So I can call this, let's say, I don't know, here I see LifeStride item. Let's call this LifeStride. And I can search my catalog for LifeStride. If let's say I want to do a promotion for these products, or if I have a private label product, I can search for the brand or search for a specific ASIN or SKU if I want to, or just search my catalog for a type of product and just add them if I know I want to run promotion for these products. It's going a little bit slow, but yeah, you'll be able to choose here, select the products, or select all on page. I'm just going to select these two for this example, or these three. And then they'll give you a default bid based on the average bid range of the products within your selection. So you can either match the average or go above, or you can change this at any point in time, but this will be the default bid or the maximum default bid per click when the ad runs. And to explain how that works is when running sponsored ads, you're entering a bidding war with other sellers who are using those keywords or doing automatic campaigns that choose those keywords for whatever products they have. So let's say LifeStride here. Let's say Amazon chooses boots for women or women's boots as the keyword. And let's say the keyword costs about, let's say here, 56 cents on average. If you set your default bid to 28 cents for your whole campaign, and then you're competing with everyone who's using the term women's boots when Amazon's running those auctions essentially, or those bid wars for these keywords. Once those time period ends, you're willing to spend 28 cents, but someone else is willing to spend 29 cents. They'll win that bid war, but they're not going to be charged yet. They're willing to spend more, but what's going to happen is it's going to generate an impression. An impression just means the ad is running on Amazon's page. So if you ever go to Amazon, you search for a specific product, and this is the example I used in last month's conference, so I'll just use this example. You search lipstick, let's say. You see on the top, sponsored. These are sponsored ads. These are impressions. So right now, whoever's selling this product is bidding on the keyword lipstick or using a broad word that has the word lipstick in it. So, and they're paying for this when I click on this. So they're willing to spend more than, let's say, this other seller because they're showing up on the product page right now. So once I click on this, now it'll charge them whatever their default bid was or whatever the bid went up to. So it doesn't have to be their default bid. If their default or maximum bid was, let's say, $1.50, if they're super aggressive, but everyone else was going up to 56 cents, they're probably just going to be charged the 56 cents or wherever it ended up at the time of that auction ending. So I just charged these guys whatever they were paying for the sponsored ads. So the sponsored ads is a good way to get impressions and a good way to get your product to be more noticeable. And the good thing about those sponsored ads is that they only run when you're in the buy box. So if you have a product that you're competing with other sellers on, let's not say it's not a private label product, it'll only run for you so they can purchase from you. It's not going to run your ad when you're not in the buy box, because if someone clicks on it, they'll charge you, then they'll make the sale. That doesn't make sense. So if you're not in the buy box, it'll say you're ineligible and they won't even run the ads yet. So that's another thing to imply. So if the impressions generate clicks, we effectively want these clicks to translate to sales. So if you have a lot of impressions, that's great because you're not paying for them, but you're getting your exposure. But if all those impressions aren't generating clicks, that's bad because then no one's clicking on the product for whatever reason. Maybe the keywords are just not optimized for it. Or maybe you have a lot of clicks, but no one's buying it. So you have to look at your pricing. You have to look at your product page. Does it look good? How is it priced enough with the market? Is my price too high? Why aren't people buying it? Maybe they're just not interested. Maybe they clicked on it because it looks like something they thought it was, and they thought it was something else. So this is where there's a lot that goes into. I don't want to spend too much time on the logistics of managing the keywords, but running sponsored ads is definitely a good way to bring traffic to either slow-moving products or private label products or just items you want to get to move. And having them run in conjunction with the coupons is just an extra incentive. Because if you have an ad running on Amazon, they see this, they click on it, they see, oh, I can get a promotion on checkout, or I can get a discount on this, or I get buy one, get this. They may be more inclined to make the purchase because now not only have they seen the product, they're now seeing the promotion. Because a lot of the issues with products not selling is customers aren't seeing the product. It's not coming up in the search. You're not in the buy box, this and that. Whatever happens, they're not going to the page. This is a good way to bring, a customer further in. You kind of reel them in with, oh, this is an ad. They may be interested in this. They click on it. Oh, here's an extra thing incentive. Here's a promotion. Here's a discount. Here's a coupon code. It's like, oh, that's another reason why I may potentially buy. So you may get more customers to stick to that. But you also have to keep in mind you're paying for these clicks and you're selling at a lower price, so it has to make sense for your product. If it's something you just want to liquidate, fine. Just try to get rid of the product. Totally fine to do that. Get your capital back, reinvest the money. Okay. But for private label product or something that you want to sell, that you legitimately want to sell, you have to keep into account how much you're paying on these ads for these clicks total, how much you're losing by doing the discount and Amazon FBA fees and your cost of goods. So you really want to make sure that figure out what the lowest you're willing to spend that product is, set your price a bit higher, do the promotion, and include cost of advertising as set fees, for example, or say this is my budget, this is what I want to spend, this is ideally where I want to be on that, and then make your decision on those two. So there's a lot of different methods of doing these sponsored ads. but they are good in terms of bringing traffic and helping get your products out there, and doing them with promotions can help incentivize clients or customers to purchase. So those are just some sales strategies or strategies for creating sales. Seller Central also has like a sale option where you can set your price temporarily, but if you have a pricer that kind of, they don't cooperate too well together. But you can do that as well. We don't usually use the sales. We prefer to do a promotion because dropping your prices for a short amount of time may just cause the competition to match you, whereas a coupon code doesn't change your price. It just changes the checkout price. So you're not really causing any price wars or anyone to match you in that case. So Seller Central sales don't always recommend because of that reason.